All right, here we go. Happy Thursday, everyone. Today is February the 8th. It is Thursday. Today wasn't a great day of trading. The market was pretty choppy. It was kind of all over the place, and it just wasn't fantastic. I'm back in Phoenix right now, and so I needed to make a quick video because I'm traveling again tomorrow. So I wanted to put this video up here to show what the algorithm does, what the indicators show, and why there wasn't a trade today. There was may have been one or two trades, and I made a little bit of money on the opening bell or the announcement. I can't remember which one it was. And then I lost a little bit of money because I got impatient and I didn't have all the indicators. But I'll show you that. And also at the end, I'll show a transition trade as well that did work out. So let's go to the charts. So I'm going to scroll back, and I purposely am going to scroll them back these charts so that way you guys can see this. So if you get dizzy for a second, it's kind of a pretty little thing. We're going to start about 6:30 Central Standard Time, which is about 5:30 my time right now, and right here, somewhere in here. Okay, but we are looking for all five indicators. Okay, we're looking for the long-term trend. We're looking for the arrows to match up and the lines to match on the center and on your right chart. And so if we get all five of those, that's golden. Like I'm in. Like I have strong faith, high percentage chance that it's going to win. Uh, when you start losing some of those, then the percentage of wins just goes down. And so if I'm below three, it's risky. I'll tell you that much. Okay. Except in certain circumstances, which I'll show you here in just a second. So if we are starting at 6:30 on this one, this is probably the only trade if you were just after quick trade. This had three of the indicators because you have the parlay popped up at 6:13 in the morning. You had good separation of the lines. It did work out at 6:14. This bar closed, went from 17.25 all the way up to 21. So, you know, you can make your money there. And then you had long term was green. This one obviously didn't work out. So, but you did have one, two, three of the five. So this one was safe-ish, but still didn't nothing. That was probably the only trade today. I could be wrong, but I think that's the only trade today that actually did work out. So, anyways, let's keep going. I'm gonna flip this over and then get back to the charts. We're looking for parlay parsees. This one, there's no indicator on this side, so I would skip this guy. Here is the 7:30 announcement time, and of course you got two parlays on both sides, but yeah, again, I wouldn't have traded it anyways. So I made a little bit of money on this, and I think it was like 45 bucks per account, not much. Um, so let's keep on moving. I'm going to scroll this with it. All right, the next parse we have right here. There's no corresponding anything over here, so avoid that trade. Same thing with this parlay. There's not much going on there. This parse, nothing over there. And then this parlay. So this is 859. Now this is an interesting trade. This trade I actually made money on, but it was a fast hit. And I want to talk about how big that bar is. That bar went from, I think, 15 all the way to 50, 15 to 50. So it jumped up $35, maybe a little more with the candle wick. But when it's like a wave, if a wave comes in on the beach, it pushes up pretty far, and that's what it did. But there's always going to be a retraction, and in this case, it retracted pretty fast. And so I got my money out of that one, and then I jumped out. And if anybody stuck around longer, they got burned on it because it didn't work out. That's just how those trades work. So let me show you this. So this candle we're looking good. I mean, you're looking at the parlay here. You got a parlay there. You got blue lines on top for both these guys. It would have the blue line would have been over after. So orange line was on top. Orange line was on top right before. So if you hadn't made the decision yet, because the blue line wouldn't have been on top until after the close of this. So, but you had this indicator over here. So you had at least three of the five we're telling you to get in, except for the fact that this bar went from 15 all the way to 50. Okay, 51-ish, I guess. So it's gonna have a retraction back, and that's what happened. There was a little bit of a candle up. I got my ticks, and then I jumped out really fast because I knew that it had a potential to retraction. There was because the next bar over was 1 minute later. So I know a couple people got burned on this because they stuck around too long. Let's keep going and see if we can find any more trades for the day. And I don't think there was another one. This is 8:24. This just had two of the indicators pop up, but that's it. And look at that, 8:24, 8:30s. That's why I would have avoided this one. This is the next one, and I would have not taken this trade either. All right, let's keep going. This par say, I mean, you got two of the indicators, and that's it, so that's not going to work out for us. And next one, we get a parlay. Nope, that's not going to work. We got another one. We got a parse here, 707, 708. Now I know one of my students told me he took a trade right about this time. I'm guessing it was the parse, because he got bored. He's like, "There's good separation. The line below. This price was already dropping, even though it says 1020. So it was red. So you had one, two, three of the indicators. Okay, three of the indicators tells me that you could jump in at three. It's okay. Like two, not so much. I wouldn't do that. Three, better shot at it. Four, woo, five, take it. This one had three. So let me point out these three again. You had the red arrow here. That's one. Okay, blue lines below, orange lines on top. That's number two. And you had a long-term trend. That's number three. Okay. This one didn't line up, but you had three of the five, and it worked out if you stuck in for one bar. I don't know the candle wicks, but that's 68 to 65. That's a $3. So you get 10, 12 ticks out of that pretty easily. All right, let's keep on moving down, see if there's any other trades. This one's interesting because you're looking at two indicators, okay? So by the time this one closed, like the orange line was still on top the previous bar. No, orange lights went there. So you had a solid two of the indicators, and with this bar just barely touching, it didn't. I don't. Yeah, I like when there's good separation. So you had solid two, maybe two and a half, but you didn't get three. Okay, so hopefully you don't take that trade. And that's kind of tricky. You got to pay attention. You got to watch those minute little details with it. So yeah, if you weren't paying attention to that minute detail, you may have taken that trade. And if you just stick around long enough, if you hit your stop loss, then you got burned. So let me go over to the next parse. Again, you got one, two, three. You have three of the indicators because again, long-term trend still orange over there. You got the parse and you got the orange line. You have good separation this time too because separation started way back here. So if you took that trade, that's great. This is a bar, again, not counting the candle wicks. Went from 82 down to 81. Not much in there. Not really much meat in there. 82.75. So hopefully you got out fast enough and made your money on that one. But that was just a little tiny bar. And this is what time is this? This is 11:35, so 12:35. This is lunchtime. This is the witching hour, so I don't like this hour very much. Anyways, let's keep on moving down. I'm going to slide this chart with it. Let's see this one, 12 o'clock. I know someone who actually took this trade because they were just bored. They're like, yep, I took it. Um, they saw the long-term trend, even though it was at 12. That wouldn't even popped up yet. They just took this because they saw the parlay. Um, you should have avoided it though. Okay, next one. Now, this one, you're counting, again, I'm counting. This is 1250 and 1251. Now, we have we have a solid two indicators in this one. It did work. It says, 51. Like if you traded this bar only, which I recommend only going one bar, um, it worked. All right, let's keep going on. I had a little pause there for a second. Um, and this trade right here is at 1250. This is, I think I talked about this one. Shoot, I can't remember. But if I didn't, then I'm going to right now. This had two of the indicators. This indicator wasn't solid yet. Um, and it did work out. So if you took this one and thought that it was going to work out, it worked out because you had two and a half, almost three. Scrolling on down to the next little trades. At this late in the day, I don't like to trade, but so this one again, you're looking at 1342. This bar closed. This bar actually would have closed at 1350 because it's always 10 minutes behind. Um, and let's see, 42. It did work out. So again, when you get the two arrows matching up, it's a higher probability than just having these two below. So you got this one is acting as one, this one is two. It's a higher probability when you get both arrows on both sides than not. So just want to kind of point that little tidbit out. Uh, let's see, 1434. I wouldn't be trading this late in the day. And you're looking at a solid two indicators, and that's it. So I would have avoided this one. Let's see if it would have worked out. It still would have worked out. So again, this is where you're looking at, okay, I got two red arrows on this side. It's a little higher percentage chance, but I mean, you know, long-term trend is is green for buys. You got blue lines on top. So most likely I would have not taken this trade, but it is a high probability if you get both these arrows, as I just pointed out the tick before or the trade before. And that was, let's see, what was this? If you got in at the opening of that, which is close to 70 and 66. So yeah, I mean there's $3.50 there, so 12 to 16 ticks. So easy 10, 12 tick trade on that one. Anything after this, I would definitely wouldn't trade. This is getting 2:30 Central Standard Time, 3:30. The market's going to close pretty soon, so this mess right here, I wouldn't even have been trading. So yeah, it was a mixed day. So if you watched it for most of the day, there wasn't anything that you could really trade. It just wasn't there. So don't feel bad about that. Sometimes days like this happen, so it's okay. All right, guys, I'm going to trade again tomorrow morning. I hope you're joining with me, and we'll go from there. We'll have a fun time. Okay, see you later.